Candela Ashland, an American actress, committed suicide on September 12, 2008 in Palm Desert, California. Primarily recognized for her work on V&V, The Final Battle, as well as in Dark Shadows as Minnie Duval, Ashland's performance in black comedy /White Lies earned her a 1967 Tony Award nomination for Best Featured Actress in a Play. James Vincent Russo was her first husband. She was born on March 24, 1911 in New York, USA. American actor, director, and singer Anthony Perkins is best remembered for his role as Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's suspense thriller Psycho, which made him an influential figure in pop culture and in horror films. After reading that he was HIV positive in an article in the tabloid newspaper National Enquirer, Mr. Perkins had his blood tested for AIDS. For 2 years, Perkins avoided disclosing to the public that he had AIDS by sporadically visiting different hospitals. Assumed names. His wife and kids underwent testing during this time, and each time the results were negative. It was not until a few weeks before his death that he went public with the disease, although he had been working on movies during the time of his illness. On September 12, 1992, he passed away at home in Los Angeles from pneumonia brought on by AIDS at the age of 60. English actress Athene Seiler died in 1990, aged 101, and her ashes were placed in the Hannon Columbarium in St Mary's Churchyard, Wargrave. She was born in Hackney, London. She made her film debut in 1921 and became known for playing slightly dotty old ladies in many British films from the 1930s to the 1960s. In 1933, Seiler, together with Nicholas Hannon, took a company which included Hannon's daughter by his first marriage. Her film and television career lasted into the 1960s and included roles in The Citadel, 1938, Night of the Demon, 1957, and The Avengers. Athene Seiler was president of the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, or ADA, from 1950. French film director and a member of the French New Wave Claude Henri-Jean Chabrol died on 12 September 2010 of leukemia. He is buried in Père Lachaise Cemetery in northeast Paris. Chabrol quickly followed this success up with Les Cousins in 1958. In 1968, Chabrol began working with film producer André Ganoves and started to make more critically acclaimed films that would later be considered his golden era. In 1968, Chabrol made Les Bitches, one of his most acclaimed works. Chabrol finished the decade with This Man Must Die, Huile Mur, in 1969. Based on an original story by Cecil Day Lewis, Chabrol's first marriage to Agnes Gout, 1956 to 1962, produced a son, Matthew Chabrol, a composer who scored most of his father's films from the early 1980s. Ed Peck was born on March 26, 1917 in New York, USA. He was an actor, known for Bullitt, 1968, The Last Unicorn, 1982, and Star Trek, the original series, 1966. 1966. He passed away in Los Angeles, California, USA, on September 12, 1992. David Foster Wallace, a writer best known for his works Brief Interviews with Hideous Men, 2009, The Rescue, 2014, and Charlie Rose, was born on February 21, 1962 in Ithaca, New York, in the United States, 1991. His previous spouse was Karen Green. Wallace's father said that David had suffered from major depressive disorder for more than 20 years, and that antidepressant medication had allowed him to be productive. He stopped taking his main antidepressant, phenelzine, in June 2007 at his doctor's advice. He tried various therapies, including electroconvulsive therapy, for his recurrent depression. He eventually resumed taking phenelzine, but it proved ineffective. On September 12, 2008, at the age of 46, Wallace hanged himself on the back porch of his Claremont, California home after composing a 2-page note of suicide to his wife and arranging a portion of the manuscript for The Pale King.